The sky burns red above the highest mountain peak, a place where storms gather but never release their rain. Instead, they circle endlessly like waiting predators. Beneath them lies the ancient battlefield known only as the Peak of Echoes. Snow drifts in spirals, frost hangs motionless in the still air, and from within the stone cliffs, something enormous stirs. Stone plates grind together as the spine-winged Colossus awakens. Embedded deep within the mountain, the creature emerges like a living fragment of the ridge itself. Its wings are jagged slabs of stone, each spine glowing with molten red energy. Dust falls from its towering frame as it steps forward, cracking the rock beneath its feet. The red sky reflects across its armor, turning the mountain into a glowing crown around it. Far below, a deep rumble shakes the frozen geothermic caverns. Ice fractures, snow collapses. A chilling blue mist leaks upward as the Glacierbane Terror rises. Its body is plated in ancient frost armor, sculpted through centuries of glacial compression. Every movement releases a wave of cold that crystallizes the air. Its eyes burn with an eerie blue light, intense and silent. The two titans lock gazes across the vast expanse, one a warden of stone and fire, the other a specter of ice and frost. The air between them crackles with a tension older than the mountain itself. The red sky deepens, casting long, dramatic shadows that stretch across the broken pillars and snowy slopes. The Peak of Echoes holds its breath, waiting for the first violent strike in a war that will reshape its very foundations. The stage is set for a colossal clash, a primal ballet of fury and force on a canvas of crimson and white. The Glacierbane Terror lunges first, a blur of white and blue against the red-hued snow. It moves with a terrifying speed that belies its massive frame, its icy claws carving deep trenches in the frozen ground. The air around it drops in temperature, transforming the drifting red dust into a swirling vortex of crystalline ice. A primal roar escapes its maw, a sound that is both a physical impact and a chilling wave of cold, echoing across the silent peaks. The spine-winged Colossus stands its ground, a bastion of unmoving stone. As the terror closes the distance, the Colossus raises a colossal arm, its surface scarred with ancient battles. The impact is apocalyptic. The Glacierbane's charge is halted as its frost armor shoulder smashes into the Colossus's unyielding limb. A shockwave erupts, sending tremors down the mountain spine. Stone pillars, weakened by millennia of wind, finally shatter and collapse, sending clouds of dust and debris plummeting into the chasms below. The mountain itself groans under the strain of their violent collision, a brutal testament to the raw, untamed power unleashed upon its summit. The terror, recoiling from the blow, retaliates with a rapid series of slashes, its claws screeching against the Colossus's stone plating, sending sparks of molten energy flying into the frosted air. The battle shifts, moving with ferocious momentum toward the tree line where the mountain's ridge gives way to an ancient snow-covered forest. The Glacierbane Terror, leveraging its agility, breaks away and surges downhill. It crashes through a grove of ancient pines, the massive trees bending and snapping like twigs under its unstoppable force. Snow explodes from their branches, creating a temporary blizzard that shrouds its movements. The spine-winged Colossus gives chase, its heavy footfalls causing miniature avalanches on the steep slopes. Each step is a ground-shaking slam, dislodging boulders and sending them tumbling into the forest below. It plows through the same path of destruction, its immense weight carving a deep furrow in the earth. The forest becomes a chaotic arena where towering pines are tossed aside and the ground is torn asunder. The controlled environment of the peak gives way to a wild, unpredictable battleground, with the Titans using the dense woods as both cover and a weapon, their struggle reducing the serene landscape to a ruin of splintered wood and upturned earth. A haze of fine red dust, kicked up from the mountain's arid rock, begins to mix with the billowing clouds of ice vapor emanating from the Glacierbane Terror. The air becomes a thick swirling canvas of contrasting colors. Shafts of the dying red sunlight pierce through the fog, illuminating the chaotic scene in dramatic, cinematic beams. The red dust clings to the terror's icy armor, creating a strange blood-like patina on its frosted plates. Shattered ice crystals catch the light, glittering like a million tiny shards of glass suspended in the air. This mixture of elements creates a visually stunning yet deadly atmosphere. The ground is a morass of red-stained snow and slush, littered with fragments of stone and ice. Every impact, every movement, churns this mixture, sending plumes of colored particles high into the air. The battle is no longer just a physical contest, but a spectacle of elemental fury, a war painted in strokes of crimson dust and azure frost, creating a breathtaking and violent panorama across the tormented landscape. The confrontation escalates to a brutal crescendo. The spine-winged Colossus unfurls its massive, jagged wings, the molten energy within them glowing with incandescent fury. It leaps into the air, a terrifying silhouette against the burning sky, before diving down with the force of a meteor. The Glacierbane Terror meets the aerial assault head-on, bracing itself and unleashing a concentrated blast of pure cold from its chest. The beam of ice energy, a torrent of freezing power, collides with the descending Colossus. The impact is immense, a blinding flash of red and blue light. The Colossus is momentarily encased in a rapidly forming shell of ice, its molten glow dimmed. But its momentum is too great. It shatters the ice prison through sheer force, completing its dive and slamming its stone wings into the Terror. The wing slam hits with the power to level a fortress, sending the ice beast skidding backward, carving a massive trench through the ruined forest and shattered stone. The terrain itself becomes a casualty, with deep craters forming where they land and ridges collapsing under the sheer violence of their physical strikes. The battle has taken its toll. The Glacierbane Terror, battered and thrown, struggles to its feet. Its frost armor is cracked, its blue glow flickering like a dying star. It unleashes one final desperate wave of cold, a freezing mist that blankets the immediate area but lacks the concussive force of its earlier attacks. The spine-winged Colossus stands tall amidst the devastation, its molten core burning steadily. It does not press the attack. Instead, it lets out a low, resonant rumble, a declaration of dominance that is not a roar of aggression, but a statement of unyielding presence. The red light from its cracks pulses, illuminating the settling dust and steam. Recognizing its defeat, the Glacierbane Terror slowly backs away. Its eerie blue eyes hold the Colossus's gaze for a final, silent moment before it turns and retreats, its form gradually disappearing into the deepening shadows of the forest and the cold mist it generates. The specter of ice vanishes, leaving the mountain to its rightful ruler. The spine-winged Colossus remains, a solitary epic silhouette against the last embers of the red sunset. The wind howls softly across the broken peak, a mournful song for the battle that was. The Peak of Echoes is forever changed, scarred by the clash of titans, but it remains under the silent, watchful rule of the Colossus, the ancient guardian of the stone. The mountain is still,